Ladies and gentlemen, life is a journey filled with crossroads, uncertainties, and challenges. We often find ourselves searching for direction, for purpose, for a sense of certainty in a world that can feel chaotic. But what if I told you that within you there is a guide, one that never fails, never misleads, and never abandons? A presence so powerful that when you walk with it, you walk in clarity, in strength, in peace. Imagine stepping into your day with complete confidence, knowing that every step you take is aligned with a higher purpose. There is no fear of failure, no anxiety about the unknown, because you are not walking alone. There is a force, an energy, a divine whisper that guides you, not with the loud demands of the world, but with a gentle, unwavering truth. It doesn't push you toward shortcuts, but rather it leads you toward growth. It reminds you that the path may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Doubt will come, obstacles will arise. There will be moments when you question whether you're on the right path. But here's the beauty of walking with the Spirit. You don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You don't need to have all the answers before you move forward. You simply need to trust. Trust that when you listen, you will hear. Trust that when you take action, doors will open. Trust that even when the road seems uncertain, you are being led towards something greater than you ever imagined. Look back on your life. Think about the moments when you felt lost, when you felt like giving up, when the weight of the world pressed against your shoulders. And yet, somehow you made it through. You are here today not because of luck, not because of coincidence, but because something greater was always guiding you, nudging you, carrying you through. That same presence is here right now, waiting for you to acknowledge it, to embrace it, to walk with it. When you align yourself with this divine presence, you stop chasing validation from the world. You stop seeking approval from people who don't understand your journey. You stop living in fear of failure, and instead, you start walking in faith. You begin to realize that you were never meant to do this alone. That power, that wisdom, that peace, it has always been within you. And the moment you choose to walk with it, everything changes. So I ask you today, are you ready to trust? Are you ready to let go of doubt, fear, and hesitation? Are you ready to step into the life that was meant for you? Because the path is already laid out. The guide is already beside you. The only thing left to do is take that first step. Life is unpredictable. No matter how carefully we plan, how much we prepare, or how hard we try to control every detail, uncertainty always finds a way in. There are moments when everything seems to fall into place, and then without warning, the ground beneath us shifts. A career takes an unexpected turn, a relationship faces challenges, an opportunity slips through our fingers, and in those moments, doubt creeps in. We question our choices, our purpose, and sometimes even our worth. But what if uncertainty isn't something to fear? What if instead of resisting it, we embraced it as part of a greater plan? What if instead of seeing it as a roadblock, we recognized it as a doorway to something better? There's a force beyond what we can see, a presence that knows the way even when we don't. When we walk with the Spirit, we no longer have to navigate life alone. We don't need to have all the answers because we are connected to the one who does. Imagine stepping into each day with the unshakable belief that you are exactly where you need to be. Imagine facing challenges with a quiet confidence, knowing that every setback is simply a setup for something greater. Imagine no longer fearing what's ahead because you trust that you are being guided by something far wiser than yourself. This is what it means to walk with the Spirit. It doesn't mean life will always be easy, but it does mean you will never walk alone. The world may try to convince you that you have to figure everything out on your own, that success depends on how hard you push, how much you control, how many plans you make. But deep down, you know that the most beautiful moments in life don't come from force, they come from flow, from surrendering to something greater, from recognizing that even when the road ahead seems unclear, you are still being led in the right direction. So let go of the fear of uncertainty. Let go of the need to have every detail figured out. Instead, open your heart to trust. Walk with the Spirit, and you will find that even in the most uncertain moments, you are exactly where you are meant to be. There is a presence within you, one that has been there since the beginning. It is not loud, it does not demand attention, but it is always there, guiding, whispering, nudging you toward what is right. In a world filled with noise, distractions, and expectations, it is easy to overlook this presence. We chase after success, approval, and security, believing that fulfillment comes from external achievements. But deep down, there is something greater calling us, a force that knows our true potential, that sees beyond our doubts and fears. His presence does not operate on the world's terms. It is not bound by circumstances, nor is it swayed by the opinions of others. It does not see obstacles as limitations, but as opportunities for growth. When you walk with this divine Spirit, you begin to see the world differently. You no longer make decisions out of fear, but out of faith. You no longer seek validation from others because you already know your worth. You no longer feel lost because you understand that you are always being guided, even when you cannot see the full picture. Think about the moments in your life when you felt an unexplainable pull towards something. A dream, an opportunity, a path that made no logical sense, yet deep within you knew it was right. That was not coincidence, that was not luck, that was the Spirit leading you. And every time you chose to follow it, every time you silenced the doubt and trusted that inner voice, you stepped into something greater than yourself. But trust is not always easy. The world teaches us to rely only on what we can see, to calculate every risk, to control every outcome. Walking with the Spirit requires something different. It requires surrender. It requires the willingness to let go of what we think we know and step into what we cannot yet see. It requires faith. But here's the beautiful truth. When you walk with the Spirit, you will never be misled. You will never be abandoned. You will never have to figure it all out alone. That presence is within you always. It does not come and go based on your circumstances. It does not weaken when life gets tough. It does not disappear when you make mistakes. It is constant, unwavering, and full of love. The only question is, will you choose to listen? Will you choose to trust? Because the moment you do, everything changes. You will no longer walk in uncertainty. You will walk in purpose. You will walk in confidence. You will walk with the Spirit, and that will make all the difference. Imagine waking up every morning with a deep sense of peace, knowing that no matter what happens today, you are not alone. Imagine walking into every situation, whether it's a challenge, a new opportunity, or an unexpected turn, with confidence, because you know that you are being guided by something far greater than yourself. This is what it means to walk with the Spirit. It's not about having a perfect life without obstacles. It's about knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have the strength, wisdom, and guidance to navigate through it. Too often people live in fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of making the wrong choices. But fear is nothing more than the absence of trust. When you rely solely on your own strength, fear takes over. Because deep down you know that there will always be things beyond your control. But when you walk with the Spirit, you understand that you don't have to control everything. You don't have to know how everything will unfold. You just have to trust that each step is leading you exactly where you need to be. Think about the most successful, fulfilled people in the world. They are not the ones who never faced difficulties. They are the ones who kept moving forward despite them. They are the ones who had faith even when things didn't make sense. They are the ones who trusted in something beyond what they could see. That kind of confidence doesn't come from external achievements or the approval of others. It comes from within. It comes from knowing that you are being led by a force that sees the bigger picture, even when you cannot. When you walk with the Spirit, you no longer react to life from a place of fear, anxiety, or doubt. Instead, you move with a quiet, unshakable peace. You begin to make decisions that align with your purpose, rather than ones driven by insecurity. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that your journey is uniquely designed for you. You no longer feel the need to chase after things that were never meant for you because you trust that what is meant for you will come in the right time, in the right way. This kind of confidence changes everything. It frees you from the weight of constantly trying to prove yourself. It allows you to embrace challenges instead of running from them. It opens doors you never expected simply because you are no longer blocking your own path with doubt and hesitation. The moment you choose to walk with the Spirit, you step into a life of clarity, purpose, and peace. And when you do, you realize that you were never meant to struggle through life alone. You were always meant to walk in divine guidance every step of the way. Life was never meant to be a straight, predictable road. It was designed with twists and turns, with hills to climb and valleys to cross. There will be moments when everything feels effortless, when doors open with ease and opportunities flow your way. And then there will be moments when the path is unclear, when challenges arise, and when progress feels slow. This is the nature of the journey. But when you walk with the Spirit, you begin to understand something powerful. It may not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Difficulties are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are signs that you are growing. The Spirit does not lead you toward comfort. It leads you toward transformation. And transformation requires challenges. It requires moments that test your patience, your faith, and your perseverance. But in those moments, you are never alone. You are being guided, strengthened, and prepared for something greater than you can imagine. Think about the strongest people you know, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. They did not become strong by avoiding difficulties. They became strong by facing them. They learned to trust the process, to see challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. They understood that every setback setback was setting them up for something greater. That kind of perspective is what allows you to keep moving forward even when things don't go as planned. It is what allows you to find peace even in the middle of uncertainty. There may be times when you wonder why certain doors close, why certain dreams take longer to manifest, or why some seasons feel heavier than others. But when you walk with the Spirit, you learn to trust the timing. You learn to see that delays are not denials. You realize that sometimes what feels like a roadblock is actually a redirection towards something better. You begin to understand that challenges are not punishments, they are preparations. The path may not always be easy, but the Spirit never leaves you to walk it alone. Every step, every struggle, every challenge is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. And when you embrace this truth, something incredible happens. You stop fearing the hard times. Instead, you start facing them with confidence, knowing that on the other side of every challenge is growth, strength, and a deeper connection to the divine guidance that has been with you all along. Trust is one of the hardest things to practice, yet it is the foundation of every great journey. It's easy to trust when things are going well, when life is unfolding according to plan, when every step forward feels effortless. But what about the moments when nothing makes sense? When doors close, when the path ahead is unclear, when you feel like you're walking in the dark? Those are the moments when trust truly matters, when faith becomes more than just a concept and turns into a way of life. Walking with the Spirit requires trust, not just in the good times, but in the uncertain times. It asks you to take the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. It asks you to move forward even when you don't have all the answers. It asks you to believe that there is a plan unfolding even when your circumstances seem to say otherwise. This kind of trust is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Because the truth is, you are never walking blindly. You are being led by something greater, something wiser, something that sees beyond what you can see. Think about the moments in your life when things didn't go the way you expected, but later you realize they happened exactly as they needed to. Maybe you faced a rejection that turned into redirection. Maybe you lost something only to gain something far greater. Maybe a delay in your plans protected you from something you never even saw coming. This is the power of trust. When you walk with the Spirit, you stop forcing outcomes and start flowing with divine timing. You understand that everything is happening for you, not to you. But trust is not passive. It is active. It doesn't mean sitting still and waiting for life to happen. It means moving forward with faith even when the road is unclear. It means making decisions with confidence, knowing that if something is truly meant for you, nothing can take it away. It means releasing the need to control every detail and instead embracing the journey with an open heart. There is freedom in trust. There is peace in knowing that you don't have to figure it all out on your own. When you choose to walk with the Spirit, you step into a life of alignment. You stop second-guessing every move. You stop living in fear of the unknown, and you start walking with certainty. And as you do, you begin to realize something incredible. You were never meant to see the whole path. You were only meant to take the next step, and the Spirit will take care of the rest. Think back to the moments in your life when you felt lost, when you faced challenges that seemed impossible to overcome, and when the weight of uncertainty pressed against your shoulders. Maybe it was a time when everything you planned fell apart. Maybe it was a season of waiting where no matter how hard you tried, nothing seemed to move forward. Or maybe it was a time of deep struggle when you felt like you were standing at the edge, unsure what to do next. Yet, despite it all, you made it through. You're here today, not because of luck, not because of coincidence, but because something greater was guiding you all along. There is a divine presence that has been with you every step of the way, even when you didn't realize it. The Spirit has been there in the moments of breakthrough and in the moments of heartbreak. It has been the quiet whisper of hope when you wanted to give up, the unexpected opportunity that arrived at just the right time, the strength you found when you thought you had none left. When you look back, you will see that you were never walking alone. Every challenge, every delay, every redirection was part of a greater plan shaping you, protecting you, and preparing you for something more. We often get so caught up in the struggles of today that we forget how far we've come. But every difficult moment in your past has led to growth. Every setback has built resilience. Every unanswered prayer has made room for something better. When you walk with the Spirit, you begin to see your life from a different perspective. You realize that even in the times when you felt forgotten, you were being prepared. Even in the times when the path was unclear, you were being led. It is easy to trust in hindsight. It is easy to see the purpose when you look back and connect the dots. But real faith is trusting in the present, even when the dots haven't connected yet. It is believing that the same Spirit that carried you through your past will continue to guide you into your future. It is knowing that if you've made it through before, you will make it through again. And this time, you don't have to wait until later to see the purpose. You can choose to believe in it now. So the next time you face uncertainty, remember how many times you've already been carried through. Remember the moments when you thought you wouldn't make it, and yet here you are. If the Spirit has been faithful before, why would it stop now? It won't, because you were never walking alone. You never have been, and you never will be. There comes a point in life when you realize that seeking approval from others is a never-ending chase. No matter how much you achieve, how much you prove, or how much you try to fit into the expectations of the world, it will never be enough. The opinions of others will always shift. What people celebrate today, they may criticize tomorrow. If you build your confidence on the validation of others, you will always be at the mercy of their opinion. But when you walk with the Spirit, something changes. You stop looking outside for approval because you realize that everything you need has already been placed within you. The Spirit does not require you to prove yourself. It does not measure your worth based on accomplishments, popularity, or the opinions of others. It sees you for who you truly are, worthy, loved, and enough as you are. When you align yourself with that truth, you become unshakable. You no longer make decisions out of fear of judgment. You no longer hold yourself back because of what others might think. You stop dimming your light just to make others comfortable. Instead, you step fully into who you were created to be. Without hesitation, without apology, think about the moments in your life when you felt the most alive, the times when you pursued something you loved, when you spoke your truth, when you followed a calling that didn't make sense to anyone else. Those were the moments when you were walking in alignment with the Spirit, not the expectations of the world. And those are the moments when you felt the deepest sense of peace because you were not chasing approval. You were living with purpose. There is something incredibly powerful about knowing that you are never alone. No matter what season of life you are in, whether you are standing on the mountaintop, celebrating victories, or walking through a valley of uncertainty, the Spirit is always with you. It does not leave when times are hard. It does not withdraw when you struggle. It does not abandon you when you make mistakes. Instead, it stands beside you, within you, guiding you even when you cannot see the way forward. Life will bring moments that challenge you. There will be times when you feel unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. Times when you question whether you are on the right path. Times when the weight of responsibilities, setbacks, or disappointments feels overwhelming. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can either focus on the uncertainty, or you can lean into the presence that has been with you all along. Walking with the Spirit means that no matter what happens around you, you remain steady. It means that even when the world feels chaotic, you are anchored in something greater than circumstances. It means that even when you don't have all the answers, you trust that you are being guided. And when you begin to live from that place of trust, everything shifts. You no longer carry burdens alone. You no longer let fear dictate your choices. You no longer feel the need to control every detail of your life because you understand that you are being led by a wisdom far greater than your own. Think about a time in your life when you faced something difficult, but somehow found the strength to keep going. That strength did not come from nowhere. It came from the Spirit within you. It was the voice that told you to try again when you wanted to quit. It was the unexpected opportunity that appeared when you felt stuck. It was the peace that came in the middle of the storm, reminding you that no matter how dark the night, the light will always return. When you fully embrace the presence of the Spirit, you step into a life of confidence, not because challenges disappear, but because you know you never have to face them alone. You begin to move differently. You stop fearing the unknown. You stop worrying about the what ifs. You start walking with boldness, with faith, with the certainty that whatever comes next, you are ready for it. There is no situation too big for the Spirit that walks with you, no mountain too high, no obstacle too great, no dream too impossible. When you walk with the Spirit, you walk with power. And when you finally realize that you are never alone, you stop just surviving, you start truly living. Life is a journey filled with choices, challenges, and moments of uncertainty. At times, it may feel as if you are standing at a crossroads, unsure of which direction to take, unsure of whether the steps you are making will lead you to where you need to be. But when you walk with the Spirit, you are never truly lost. You are never wandering aimlessly. You are being led, even when you do not see the full picture. Walking with the Spirit is not about having a perfect life, where everything always goes according to plan. It is about having the confidence to move forward, even when the plan is unclear. It is about trusting that every experience, whether joyful or painful, is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for what is ahead. It is about embracing the truth that you are not alone, that you never have to carry the weight of life's burdens by yourself. There will be times when you doubt, times when you question whether you are strong enough, wise enough, or ready enough to handle what life throws your way. But the Spirit does not ask for perfection. It asks for faith. It asks for you to trust, to take the next step even when you cannot see the whole path. It asks for you to listen to that inner voice, to follow the signs, to believe that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Think about the greatest moments of your life, the moments when you felt truly aligned, when doors opened at just the right time, when opportunities arrived that you never could have planned for yourself. Those were not coincidences. Those were moments of divine alignment, proof that you are walking a path greater than yourself. And if it has happened before, it will happen again. You know, the expectation, human expectation of always have to reach different events this journey is not just about finding your way. It is about walking with confidence, knowing that you are guided every step of the way. It is about releasing fear, releasing doubt, and stepping into a life of faith, purpose, and fulfillment. It is about knowing that no matter what happens, you are being held, protected, and led towards something greater. So as you move forward, move with certainty. Trust the process, trust the path, trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Because when you walk with the Spirit, you are never walking alone. You are walking in power, in purpose, and with a force greater than anything you can see. And that is where true strength, peace, and fulfillment are found.